All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Hope I didn't leave you waiting for too long. Let me take off the ticker tape here. And great pleasure to have you all here with us tonight. Tonight is Ask the Audience night, and here is tonight's question. We are saying, what is the first song that you ever fell in love with? The first song you ever had a real experience that says, hey, I really love music, and I love this song in particular. Let me, oops. There we go. We're all set now. So I look forward to seeing what you guys have. I'm looking at the chat now. I see that Kat and Joe Aiken are here tonight. Thank you so much for being here. So I'll leave the question up here for a couple of songs, and then we'll look over, see if you have any of your answers here with you. I'm curious to see, and I'll be performing some of my answers as well. So hope you enjoy that. But first, I'm going to do a couple of original songs for you. I'm going to start off with Wynn's song tonight. I see you dancing there, but there's tension in your stare, as if the world is disturbing your peace, as if there's something deep inside. Try so hard to hide, leaves you aching to find your sweet release. Just come with me, and I'll show you a place where the wind flows free. I'll let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, I breathe it in, and so like roses in bloom, I breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Just take a seat with me, let it run free. There is no shame, feel the tension ooze away. I still want you by my side. Makes you feel alive. Feel the fragrance of creation as you stay. It's a love so fine, and I'll just let it flow from your depths into mine. I let the warm air in your face. There's no disgrace, I breathe it in, and so roses in bloom, breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Once you're satisfied, just return to the dance and to the soundtrack of your life. But so you know, if the tension ever grows, you come back here to find me and let the wind blow. Hit your face. There's no disgrace, breathe it in, and so we begin in the corner of your home little room. It's like roses in bloom, breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. All right, thanks again so much. That was Wynn's song, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's always a pleasure. Gonna keep going right along here. Gonna move on with Chasing Your Dream. I see some answers are flowing in. I'll get a chance to really look at them. When I'm done with this little chain of songs here, I'll do Chasing Her Dream for you next. She takes her post at the supermarket, since her high school years. Time goes slowly as the patrons come and go by. A constant tone ringing in her ears. Late at night in the darkness of her childhood, after she closes the store, she lies awake with her wings tucked into her blanket, wondering if there's more. Chasing her dream, wherever it may go, whatever it may be. Chasing her dream, heaven only knows to what it will lead. She's chasing her dream, she's chasing her. Her bags and she takes off running. Her goal is the California sun. She meets up with some old friends who have somehow ended up there too. They all know what she had done. Late at night she takes her little Jackie by the hand. He says she'll be okay. She can't see past the smirk that is her own reflection. She drowns the pain away, chasing her dream, wherever it may go, whatever it may be. She's chasing her dream. Stop her as she lays her weary soul down. She lays her weary soul down. In the coolness of a Texas winter, her face holds a mortal stare. She always said she would find herself or die trying. No, no, but it doesn't end there. 'Cause late at night as the rain pounds on my window under the city lights, a little bird spreads her wings for the first time. The sparrow takes her flight. She's chasing her dream, wherever it may go, whatever it may be. She's chasing her dream. Heaven only knows to what it will lead. Chasing her dream. chasing her dream. She's chasing her dream. All right, thanks again. Going to do one more song, and then I'll take a look at some of your answers. I know that they're pretty far in. Let me scoot this stuff over. All right. This next song is called Ember. I can't sleep tonight. There's 1,000 fireflies. Tomorrow fears it might. Glowing yellow stain my eyes. It occurs to me, more so than I wish to say, the pain of which I sing, built up longer than today. There is still an ember, a flicker of a flame that made it through the worst falls, the desert storm and rain. Tomorrow I will try again, but tonight here I lay. I work through the day. In the moment I ignore, I collect my pay, but I won't return for more. With my inner strife on this filter system too, I can't live my life at a wall I can't break through. There is still an ember, a flicker of a flame that made it through the worst falls, the desert storm and rain. Tomorrow I will try again, but tonight here I lay. When the moon is new, or the covered clouds might stay, that's when I must escape. There's only so much I can take. There is still an ember, a flicker of a flame, made it through the worst falls, the desert storm and rain. Tomorrow I will try again, but tonight here I lay. But I can't move tonight. All right, thanks again. That was Ember. All right, I'm going to take a look at some of the answers now and see what kind of stuff that we got here. Let me get my glasses on so I can read these a little bit better and see what you guys have shown us. First person to answer was Joe. Let's see what he had to say. He said, "Let Me Call You Sweetheart," sung by my grandmother, father, and uncles, still a tradition at weddings. My grandfather's banjo still in use in the family. Way to go. That is something else. Certainly something that draws that far back and is rooted in your family's tradition is certainly one that you want to, certainly you would love to have fallen in love with, certainly. And my sister, I shouldn't be surprised on this one. She said Diamond, which is one of mine. That's a song off my first album that I wrote for her. And I'm just pouring a drink here. Sorry about that. But I wrote it for her after she had gone through a breakup. And I retired it after she got married. But I always appreciate the sentiment that she believes that song entails for her, which is what I went for, what I was going for when I wrote it for her. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. When Mom commented, speaking from my dad, he said, Miles from Nowhere and American Pie. That's something else. I knew American Pie was good, but I didn't know. I didn't know about Miles from Nowhere. That's the Cat Stevens song, right? But nonetheless, those are good songs. I haven't heard Miles from Nowhere very much, only like a handful of times. But American Pie is certainly a favorite. It's one of those songs that everybody knows and everybody loves, but nobody really gets. And my mom, speaking for herself, said Puff the Magic Dragon, which is a very appropriate one. Let's see, Lizzie Armstrong is joining us from YouTube, and she said In the Ghetto, which is, I believe, a song that Elvis Presley sang, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Carrie said she loved Everly Brothers tunes. I can see that, certainly, especially if it's All I Have to Do Is Dream. That's a very beautiful song. I love the harmonies in that one. Let's see. My mom appears to be sharing a funny story. When Catherine was in preschool, they wrote all about themselves. She said her favorite song was American Pie. Her teachers were hysterical. That'll be something. But that song is catchy enough. To capture even young kids. We were weird kids growing up, my sister and I. You know, we had like kids music when we were growing up. I can't for the life of me remember most of those tracks that I listened to as a kid. The ones that I remember are all like the adult tracks that my parents loved to listen to. I remember John Denver. I'll be playing a John Denver song later on tonight. I'm playing a lot of those first songs that really captured me. That's what I'm doing, other than the original stuff, obviously. So I'm going to do this one next. This is a Bruce Springsteen song. This is one of those first songs of his that I really fell in love with. It's a song that wasn't released until a little bit later into his career. This is called Blood Brothers. We played King of the Mountain out on the end. The world come charging up the hill. We were women and men. Now there's so much that time and memory fade away. We got our own roads to ride, chances we gotta take. We stood side by side, each one fighting for the other. We said until we died, we'd always be blood brothers. Now the hardness of this world slowly grinds your dreams away, making a fool's joke out of the promises we made. And what once seemed black and white turned to so many shades of gray. We lose ourselves in work to do and bills to pay. And it's a ride, and there ain't much cover, with no one running by your side, my blood brother. Houses of the dead, past those fallen in their tracks, always moving ahead, never looking back. I don't know how I feel, don't know how I feel tonight, if I fall beneath the wheel. I've lost or I've gained sight. I don't even know why. I don't know why I made this call, or if any of this matters anymore after all. But the stars are burning bright, like some mystery uncovered. I'll keep moving through the dark with you in my heart, my blood brother. All right, thanks again. That was Blood Brothers by Bruce Springsteen, one of the first Bruce Springsteen songs. I'm bringing out a lot of rarities tonight. A lot of the stuff that, a lot of the music that I first fell in love with are kind of stuff that I play on the regular, sort of. So I'm bringing out some of the some of the stuff that I don't really bring out that much. I'll move on with this one. This is a Richard Shindell song. This is the first song of his that I ever performed. This is Reunion Hill. Must have been late September, last I climbed Reunion Hill. I fell asleep on Injun Boulder. I dreamed a dream I will not tell. I came home as the sun went down, one-eyed trained upon the ground. Even now I find there things, glasses, coins, and golden rings. It's 10 years since that ragged army went across these fields of mine. I gave them bread, I gave them brandy, but most of all I gave them times. A well is deep, water pure, my streams are fed by mountain lakes. I clean the brow of many a soldier, dowsing for my husband's face. And I won't forget her sad farewell, and how I ran to climb that hill just to watch him walk across the valley and disappear into the trees. Alone there in a sea of blue, it circles every afternoon. A single hawk in God's great sky, looking down with God's own eyes. He soars above Reunion Hill. I pray he spiral higher still, as if from such an altitude might just keep my love in view. Must have been late September. Last I climbed Reunion Hill. All right, thanks again so much. That was Reunion Hill by Richard Shindell, to which Carrie said that's her favorite song by Richard, which I greatly appreciate. It's one of mine as well. I don't get to bring it out as often as I'd like to, but I think that'll change. We'll see what happens. I do have a themed show, live stream, coming up in a few weeks, and that does fit the bill, so I might bring it out again. But in the meantime, I'll move on to the first Ellis Paul song that I ever fell in love with. This goes back to around the same time I discovered Richard Shindell. My dad was kind of on a kick of listening to WFUV in New York on his commute to work, and he discovered a lot of really cool and amazing artists over the course of that time, and I got to discovering a lot of them and incorporating them into my own sound, which I was still developing at the time. I was like 12 years old. And this was the first Ellis Paul song that I ever really hit my head like this. This is 18. Was a summer night, I took off in my old man's car, rolled the windows right on down. I cranked up the radio, chased the meteors on a dirt road out of town. Tonight, there's a bonfire in Walker's Field. Tonight, in the firelight of dreams revealed. Tonight, you can chase away your high school years, shadows dancing wildly at the sea. But I never knew right then just what it means to be 18. Of Jimmy Aberdeen still washes over me. He had a laugh like a thundercloud. He's holding blue spray paint. Well, Jimmy was no saint. He could always draw a crowd. That night, we climbed the water tower in Walker's Field. That night, above the lights of town, our fates are sealed. That night, Jimmy fell down through the darkness. An ambulance brought silence to the scene, and they carried off the life and broken dreams of Jimmy Aberdeen. cabbie taps the glass. We're outside my reunion hall. He leaves me to the night. I can count the satellites, and I see the tower looming tall. Tonight, I'm taking out my memory. Tonight, I climb the water tower for all to see. Tonight, I painted steel blue, spell it out in my graduation years, above the highway that took me out of here. And I finally think that I really know what it means to be 18. 18. All right, thanks so much. That was 18 by Ellis Paul. Joe Aiken left a comment, and he said, what about TV theme songs? So many I can sing along to. Can't always find my car in the mall, but I can remember theme songs. Of course. Of course. Well, I didn't grow up in an era when, you know, TV show theme songs were really that big of a deal. Either that or I was in the wrong niche of television back then. But all of the TV theme songs that I remember are all instrumentals, you know, from the old Nickelodeon shows that they aired back in the 90s. I think because I was too young for, like, you know, as for other like kid shows or whatnot, you know, I was too young for DuckTales. That's the one everybody loves to blow back to, but that was not my... I guess the only one I can really think of is the original Pokemon theme song, which I can still recite word for word, but I don't think I'll ever perform that live, unless I somehow crawl into a niche of like anime fans and people like that, and then that would like kill. That would kill over at one of those shows. But here, for this audience, probably not. But other than that, they were all like instrumentals, all the stuff that I was way too young for, you know, old classic shows like I remember, you know, that everybody remembers, like Jefferson's theme song, you know, that stuff like that, like TV shows from the 70s and such. Too young for those, and I didn't really have a place for those. But for now, I might as well, what do you have? What did you mention? Underdog, Brady Bunch, Hong Kong Phooey. Yeah. Yeah, those are all old classics, especially Brady Bunch. And of course, even people that didn't really watch that show at least know there's a story of a lovely lady. At least that part. But I'm going to move on now to through the set. I know we started a little bit late. That was because of some sound issues that I had to work out. But so I'll run a little bit long tonight to make up for it. But now I'd like to play the first song that I can, with confidence, say that I truly fell in love with. It's the first song that I ever performed live. And it is still one of my favorite songs to this day. And it was Bob Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind. before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. All right, thanks again so much. So that was my first, the first song that I really fell in love with. That was "Blowing in the Wind" by Bob Dylan. It was the song that really inspired me to get out and perform in front of people as a kid, and I fell in love with it right away, and that love continues to this day. I wouldn't be here tonight if it weren't for that love. But moving on a little bit earlier in time, I'm going to go to, I mentioned John Denver before, and I'm going to pull out the 12 string for this one. I'll have to guess and say this is in tune well enough. But as a kid, my parents had on CD a copy of John Denver's greatest hits, and I think it was those songs and watching him perform, if it was ever like on television or something, I don't remember exactly, but that was what inspired me to first try picking up a guitar in real life, and this was as a toddler. And I always remember this one And I always remember this one as such a beautiful arrangement on the guitar that really struck a chord in me as a kid, really captured my imagination. Even though I had no idea what on earth the song was about or what it was, I just knew that I loved this so much. And now that I am an adult and I understand, the lyrics a little bit more, and I love it all the more because of it. This is John Denver's Rhymes and Reasons. So you speak to me of sadness and the coming of the winter, fear that is within you now that seems to never end, and the dreams that have escaped you and the hope that you've forgotten. You tell me that you need me now, you want to be my friend, and you wonder where we're going, where's the rhyme, where's the reason, and it's you cannot accept. It is here we must begin to seek the wisdom of the children and the graceful way of flowers in the wind. For the children and the flowers are my sisters and my brothers. Their laughter and their loveliness will clear a cloudy day, like the music of the mountains and the colors of the rainbow. They're a promise of the future and a blessing for today. Though the cities start to crumble and the towers fall around us, the sun is slowly fading and it's colder than the sea. It is written from the desert to the mountains, they shall lead us by the hand and by the heart. They will comfort you and me in their innocence and trusting. They will teach us to be free. For the children and the flowers are my sisters and my brothers. Their laughter and their loveliness will clear a cloudy day. And the song that I am singing is a prayer to non-believers. Come and stand beside us, we can find a better way. All right, thanks again. That was Rhymes and Reasons by John Denver, for, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most beautiful songs out there. But I'll shift away from the theme just a little bit and go back to a few original songs as we continue on with tonight's show. I'm going to pull out Our Satisfaction next. Sorry about that. So we'll move right along to this and move right into the next track here. Thank you so much for joining us, and hello to Betty Altman. Thank you so much for joining us as well tonight from Facebook. Forgot to plug in. But it's a great pleasure to always get to play for you guys on nights like this. I do want to note that I will not be here next week. I will be working here in the studio and working on some new stuff for the live stream. We'll see. I'll be developing a little bit of that as time goes on, but I will be back in 2 weeks for another live stream. But in the meantime, I'll continue on. This is Our Satisfaction. Some people like to hit the town on a Saturday night, from a swagger to a swoon. They dance and drink till the wee hours of the morning light to some new familiar tune. But with you I can rest easy, dance alone to our hearts beating as one. 'Cause we got our own song and it goes sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Some people like to hit up God on a Sunday morning, with Jesus on their tongue, their hands wide open and arms reaching towards the sky, singing to a worship song. But you and me, we step outside and listen to the birds perched on a tree. That's all the worship I will ever need. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Some people like to hit the road in the early hours on just about any day. We chase the sun until it sets above our heads, and a campfire makes its way. So me and you and all our friends, we come together, souls in hand. We tell our stories, share reactions. It's where we get our satisfaction. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. All right, thank you so much. That was Our Satisfaction. I'm gonna return to the theme with this song here. This is a song from very early in my history, or so my dad tells me. Okay, so it is working. So this song, yeah, that's working. Okay. Just had to make sure before I continued on. This is a song that was by James Taylor. And James Taylor was one of those artists that my dad came of age on, and brought that around to me as well. According to him, this was the first lullaby he ever sang to me. So I had to play this one tonight. This is Sweet Baby James. There is a young cowboy who lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companion. He works in the saddle and he sleeps in the canyons, waiting for summer, his pastures to change. As the moon rises, he sits by his fire, thinking about women and glasses of beer, closing his eyes as the doggies retire. He sings out a song which is soft but it's clear, as if maybe someone could hear. Good night, you moonlight ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Now the 1st of December is covered with snow. So was the turnpike from Stockbridge to Boston. Oh, the Berkshires seem dreamlike from the count of that frosting. 10 miles behind me and 10,000 more to go. There's a song that they sing when they take to the highway, a song that they sing when they take to the sea, a song that they sing of their home in the sky. Maybe you can't believe it if it helps you to sleep, but singing works just fine for me. So good night, you moonlight ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. All right, thanks again. I'll do one more of these songs for you, and then I'll close out the way I usually do. I'll do this one next. Another one from my early musical upbringing. You know, both of my parents, especially my dad, grew up on the 70s folk singers more than anything else. This includes the 60s as well, where this song comes in. This is a Simon and Garfunkel song. I can't remember for the life of me if this is the first Simon & Garfunkel song I ever performed, but it is certainly the first one I ever heard, and certainly the first one that really jumped into my musical DNA. This is The Sounds of Silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sounds of silence. In restless dreams I walked along narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light, split the night and touched the sounds of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared. No one dared disturb the sounds of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words and it might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, whispered in the sound of silence. All right, well, thanks again so much for joining me tonight. I'm going to play one more song for you, then we're going to close out the night. Thanks again so much for being here. Thanks for all your answers. It's always great to do these shows, do these Ask the Audience shows once a month to really get interested in you and see about see what kind of stuff you're into, and as well as answer my own questions as well. You know, it's always good to give you a little bit about me in terms of my art and through my art and everything. It's always great. Kerry said, I see a mandolin in the background. Yes, you do. That's it right there. It's not functional right now. It does need a little bit of work before it's ready to play. But I'm not a really great mandolin player anyway. I would just use it for like stuff in the studio, really. I wouldn't use it live or anything. But nonetheless, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'll put on the ticker tape if you want to support the show in any way. It's always great to have. Thank you very much. And I do have a QR code now in the bottom right for the tip jar over here that will take you directly to my PayPal page if you wish to support the show that way. But I greatly appreciate any support that you can give. Thank you so much for being here, first of all. It's always a pleasure. And one more reminder, I am not going to be here next week to stream. Instead, I will be working on future streams here in the studio. But I will be back in 2 weeks with another themed show for you. But for now, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back again in 2 weeks. But in the meantime, here is how you say goodbye. Thanks again so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bases are loaded. I bow down to the floor. A single shot on the screen plot is all I'm asking for. September is faded. No room for wanting more. My sad goodbye that's spoken through this stadium and shore. The temple is floating. The cheers sound much too good. Backyard sales of tallest tales is far too understood. I'm taking my chances with a slightly crooked grin and a fire in my eyes and a timely telling sin. If the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, the swing of the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy sealed. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. So many moments, but none to save the day. I never had that chance, but that's the price I had to pay. But now I am grounded. The fans ignite the flame, and the lightning says straight road ahead to glory and to fame. When the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, swinging the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy sealed. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, this face looks better than a morning glory bloom, but I've struck out way more times. You can't fit in this older room. But as I turn to leave, I'll find a strength I'll never tell. So I'm climbing up the down escalator for one last kiss farewell. And the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight. Swing on the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy sealed. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Goodbye. All right, thank you all so much. Great pleasure having you all here with us tonight. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us in the chat. Thank you to Kat. Thank you to Carrie. Thank you to my mother, as always, Joe, Betty Altman. Always a pleasure to have you with us when you were able to come by. And to Joe Aiken as well. And Lizzie Armstrong from all the way from Australia, joining us on YouTube. Always a great pleasure to have all of you with us and join me on tonight's streams. And one more time, I'm not going to be here next Tuesday, but I will be here in 2 weeks. So I thank you very much for your support, and I will see you all then. Let me configure everything to close us out here. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you all next time. Peace and love, you guys. Take care of yourselves.